If you are somebody who wants to stop feeling like a doormat, then you have to learn how to feel more confident, more valuable, more worthwhile. The issue with the most of the videos that are out there that dive into content like this, or therapists that I've seen that talk about these things, is that they teach you tools like positive affirmations and manifestation and mindfulness. And all of these tools are really good. There's not anything inherently wrong with them, but they're not going to create real systemic change. And if you really want to change internally, if there's these fundamental things that you're trying to change about yourself, then you have to really learn how to create inner confidence. And that comes from learning how to set boundaries. And so in this video, I'm going to teach you a really simple 3-step method on how to set boundaries and how to stop being a people pleaser. A lot of people don't believe this when I tell this story because they see someone like me and they're like, how the hell could you have ever been a people pleaser? I literally used to be the type of person that you could walk by me, say, "Hey, can I have money?" And I literally would have given it to you even if I had no idea who you were. And the reason I would do that was because I didn't want to cause problems. I just wanted people to like me. I just wanted to have friends. I didn't want to cause any issues. And I sincerely believed if I say no, some horrible, terrible fate was going to bestow upon me. Some horrible incident was going to happen, and I was going to be left alone by myself to basically go through eternity in misery. And I know that's ridiculous, but that's literally what went through my mind. And a lot of my clients, they tell me the same thing. I've done over 5,000 therapy sessions. I work with people all over the world, and I've helped all of them and myself really learn inner confidence, learn how to build real, tangible inner value, and stop being treated like absolute shit by the people around them. People treat us terribly not because they're terrible people. I think that's a really big misconception that a lot of people have. They just think, well, if people weren't so bad, then I wouldn't be treated in this awful, terrible way. But more often than not, that's not the case. Usually, what's going on is that you feel so badly about yourself that you don't know how to ask for what you need. You don't know how to say, no, I don't like this, or yes, I like this, or no, I don't want that, but this is what I do want. That's literally what happened to me. And if I'm being honest, I wanted to punch myself in the face because I let everybody do whatever they wanted, and again, not because they were trying to hurt me, but because I didn't have a backbone. I didn't know how to stand up for myself. I didn't know how to say yes or how to say no, or I didn't have any sense of self worth. I was deeply insecure. I had no value within myself. I just wanted people to like me. And I didn't think anybody would. And so my game plan was if I do whatever they want, if I give them whatever they want, like throwing this mic around, maybe hopefully they'll like me. Maybe they'll treat me better. Maybe they'll want me around. And again, this is something that I see with all of my clients. They really believe that if I just do whatever this person wants, maybe they'll give it back to me in return. Maybe they'll be there for me. Maybe they'll want me. And the uncomfortable and the unfortunate truth here is that that doesn't work. Because if people learn that they don't have to give you anything and you'll give them whatever they want, why would they give you something? That was the harsh truth that I really had to learn. And if you're watching this, I guarantee this is something that you really needed to learn too, and something that you've been wishing somebody would say to you. So I'm glad you stumbled upon this video. And what I'm going to dive into next are the actual tactics of how do you actually set boundaries. Because again, if you're a people pleaser and if you've repeated this pattern over and over again, the issue is that you don't have a backbone. You don't believe that you're capable of asking for what you need, of expressing what's not comfortable for you. You don't believe that you have anything worthwhile in here. And so, what I'm going to walk you through is psychologically backed tactics to actually build real self esteem by setting boundaries. People like people who respect themselves. People like people who appear to be confident. People like people who know their value and know their worth. And the people who are the best at this know how to set boundaries. So, I'm going to walk you through a simple 3-step process that you can literally start doing today. This is what I did. This is what I've helped thousands of people do. And this is what I'm going to help you learn how to do. So, step number 1, identify what you are okay with and what you're not okay with. The biggest reason why I didn't know or I just let anybody do whatever was because I didn't have a clear image in mind of what I was okay with and what I wasn't. I just let anybody do anything. And in the aftermath, I would feel icky about it. But that didn't matter because as long as somebody liked me, then that was it. That's all that mattered. One of the biggest things that confident people do, one of the biggest things that confident people have is a clear idea in their mind of what they're okay with, what matters to them, and what they're not okay with and what they're not going to tolerate and put up with. So, write a list out. When you write it out and when you rehearse this in your mind, it helps you to embed this idea in your brain that you have reasons why you're saying and thinking and feeling these things. Writing it out and embedding that idea into your mind is one of the biggest ways that you actually build a belief. This is where positive affirmations actually can really come into play by helping you remind yourself and remember, I'm a person of value. My needs matter. I'm a human being on this earth, just like everybody else. And my needs are important, and my needs being met are important. And so, if you can write out the list and write out the reasons why these things matter to you, you'll actually put this notion in your brain that, oh, I matter. I'm a person of value. I'm a person whose wants and needs have merit. Once you've been able to do that, once you have a really solid list for yourself of what you're okay with and what you're not okay with, number 2, what you're going to do is you're going to identify your needs. What do I need as a person? What do I want? What would I like to have happen in my life? What are the needs that I have that I want other people to meet? When we have friends that are really confident in themselves, when we have people in our life that we feel really gravitated to, it's because they have a solid sense and a solid idea of what their needs are. Do they need quality time? Do they need time away? Do they need to work because that's really fulfilling to them? Do they need you to call at this time instead of this time? I had an example of this happen to me. So I was in a space in my life where I was trying to save money. And this is part of the time when I didn't have a backbone to save my life, but I was trying to build it. And so I was walking through the grocery store and I knew that every time I go in this grocery store, when I go to the checkout line, they always ask me to send a donation to this company or that company, whatever. And at the time, my biggest priority was trying to save money because I was trying to get this apartment that I now live in. And I was scared shitless, for lack of a better phrase, because I always caved because I felt so uncomfortable standing in front of this person who I didn't know, who had no idea who I was, who I'd probably never see again, but their opinion of me meant more than what I needed, what I was okay with, and what I wasn't okay with. So I knew in that moment I wasn't okay with giving that donation. Now, again, I understood why I wasn't okay with it because I give to charity. I do a lot of work. I help with my community a lot. And my need at that point in time in my life was to save money. And so it was out of alignment for me to give this extra donation because I was already doing things that I believed were contributing to the greater good and were doing well. I also loved and valued myself, or I was trying to at least. So I knew that I needed to help me get my needs met too, which was getting a better place for myself. And the reason that at that point in time, I was able to go to that checkout line and say, when they asked me, "Do you want to submit this donation?" I said, "Not today, but thanks. Maybe next time." The reason I was able to do that was because of number three of this three-step process, which was I practiced the living hell out of doing this every single day in really, really small micro ways. So what I would do was I would write out and remind myself of what my needs were, what I was okay with and what I wasn't okay with. I'm okay with this. I'm not okay with this. This is what I want. This is what I don't want. And I would continue to reinforce what my needs were and why my needs mattered. And with people that I felt safe with, I would talk to them about this. I would learn to express these boundaries. I would learn to express these needs, helping me to feel safe enough, knowing that nothing bad was going to happen to me. The world wasn't going to somehow freaking explode because I said no to somebody. You know what actually started to happen? I started respecting myself. I started remembering and believing that I was a person of value. I was somebody who was worthwhile, and that me meeting my own needs meant something. It mattered. And if you're watching this, this is something that you need to remember too. Your needs matter. What you want and what you feel matters. And this is how you get other people to start believing that too. It has to start in here. You, on your own accord, have to believe that you are a person whose values and opinions and wants and needs are worthwhile. If you want to stop feeling like a doormat, you have to learn these skills, these three steps, and do them over and over and over again until it is so deeply embedded in your brain that you couldn't even fathom saying yes to something that was out of alignment for you or not taking an opportunity that felt in alignment with you. If you can help yourself to do this over and over and over again, identifying what you're okay with and what you are not, identifying what it is that you do need instead, and practicing this with safe people every single day, I guarantee it, you will start to feel like a more confident and worthwhile person. This is exactly what I did to not just give money away for free. And this is exactly what I've helped hundreds and thousands of other people be able to do. And you are no different. So if this is something that you want help with, if this is something that you want more practice with, first of all, hit subscribe because I put a ton of videos out once a week. I'm putting out content all the time on my Instagram, on all the different social media sites, really helping people just like you to actually feel confident. So please hit subscribe, follow me on my other social media channels at Evolve with Bianca. And if you liked this video, put a comment down below and let me know what other types of videos that you're interested in.